proud of that fact. They are not proud of that fact. What is more is that the honorable member talks about her excelling in the Ministry of Public Service for some delusional reason. But when she went into that office, she immediately, the honorable member, fired 3 public servants. And the then Minister of State, Joe Harmon, said that it was unlawful, but he was not going to take any action against her.
Your minister, you.
Article, please, sir. There's an article on it. I will lay it over.
Yes, it was public. It was public.
What is more is that they talk about how the PPPC has treated public servants. And this was the honorable member who transitioned from a public service job to a minister's job, and then applied for salary in lieu of leave after the then Minister of State said, if you don't use it, you lose it. So basically, we were abolishing the salary in lieu of leave. When the Minister of Finance, when we got into office, took the honorable member, Royce Delford, to come and sue the government of Guyana, and got the salary increase, the salary in lieu of leave, when other public servants did not and could not benefit from the youth.
I remember this happened.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, I'm standing on Standing Order 4216. Mr. Speaker, the honourable member is imputing improper motive, but I'm not sure. Mr. Speaker, I am not sure if it is that I have a contract that says that I'm entitled to something and I do not get it, what is I'm supposed to do? So if it is that I have a contract that says that I'm entitled to something and I ask for it, then the contract says that I'm supposed to get it. If there is something different, but so she is suggesting that I was not entitled to something and I was trying to get it without being entitled to it, which is imputing, sir. I wouldn't go back to how she was imputing the fact that I have a government, I got a house lot, and I have no house lot from the government. But that's a whole different matter, sir.
Honorable member, I thought I was hearing a different issue about priority before other people. But honorable minister, the honorable member says she never got a house lot. If you could.
That's not true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So if you.
She got a house lot.
If you said she has a house lot, unless you can provide the proof.
Mr. Speaker, we will provide evidence because unlike the other side, when we speak, we have evidence to back it up. I will support it. I will support it. Mr. Speaker.
So until you do that, please withdraw that. Thank you.
Well, again, yes, Mr. Speaker, thank you. So, Mr. Speaker, when other public servants were applying for salary in lieu of leave and they were denied because of the policy that was in place, the now government, the PPPC, after being taken to court for that, did pay the honorable member salary in lieu of leave, while other public servants are still did not get theirs on the But let's turn to scholarships. Before I move to the scholarship issues, Mr. Speaker, I'd like to put on record that the Ministry of Public Service has gone strides from 2020 to now. We have relaunched what is called the Personnel Workshop, which was abolished under the previous administration, where personnel from different agencies would come together for 2 days and hash out how they can solve the bottlenecks in the public service to make it more efficient and professional. But that was abolished during the previous administration. But we brought it back to ensure that we will deliver on our manifesto promise too. Plus, Mr. Speaker, in the training division, and this is where I will use the statistics. Under the 5 years of the previous administration, 4,931 public servants were trained, as is mandated by the Public Service, to train and retrain and upskill public servants. In 3 years of the PPPC administration, we have trained in the training division 4,997 public servants in key areas. Now moving to scholarships. And I believe this is where we may have some problems, Mr. Speaker. This is where we may have some problems. Mr. Speaker, the overall budget for the Ministry of Public Service Mr. Speaker, the overall budget for the Ministry of Public Service in 2015 was 715,043,000. In 2016, it was 1,165,852. In 2017, this is the overall budget. Listen, and you will learn. 2017, it was 1,276,899. 2018, it was 1,654,307. 2019, it was 965,154,000. Listen to the point. Just for scholarships on the line item 6302. 2020, 958,734,000. 2021, 2,596,319,000. 2022, 3,884,967,000. 2023, 3,870,917,000, amounting to over $10 billion expended by this government for human resource development, and again, in 3 years, and again for the benefit of the Honorable Mahi Paul, human capital development in this country. That is what you call progress and not backwardness. We were able to grant 21,442 ordinary Guyanese. And I have heard so much negativity this year from the opposition members in relation to the GOAL project and the GOAL initiative. But I'm not certain that you know that 2 of your own members sitting over there found the GOAL program attractive and appealing enough that they are on the program. Sitting in this house, granted by this government. That is what you call inclusion. That is what you call non-communication and fractured behavior over there. Are they our friends, families, and friends? You can be if you want to. You can be if you want to. There was so much talk about how the GOAL initiative is overriding the University of Guyana. We have always placed emphasis on the University of Guyana as our national university. In addition to the budgetary allocation separate and apart, last year for University of Guyana, the Ministry of Public Service under its public sector scholarship program granted $918 million in scholarships to University of Guyana. Separate and apart. from the allocation given. So when you come here, you gotta come standing on two very strong feet. Otherwise, do not come and mislead this nation. Do not come and mislead this nation.
You can accuse the opposition or any other member of misleading. You have to withdraw.
No. Providing misinformation to the public. Now, there was so much talk as well about about the indigenous community being left behind. This government is the government with a track record of taking care of our first people, our indigenous people in this country. And the scholarships are just one aspect of that. And I want for your benefit to listen very carefully. Don't talk, just listen. Listen. In 2021, Region 1 for the Gold Scholarship, 238 persons. Region 1, 2022, 155 persons. 2023, 246 from Region 1. Region 2, 531, 540, and 885 in 2023. Region 3, 875, 2022, 1,399. 2023, 1,111. Region 4, then you're 5, 6, let's get to 7, 8, and 9. And then I'll tell you why. Region 7, 240 in 2021 on the gold initiative. 134 in 2022. 174, sorry. 284 in 2023. Region 8, 97 in 2021. 37 in 2022. 381 in 2023. Region 9, 230 in 2021, 134 in 2022, and 162 in 2023. Now, please ask the previous Minister of Public Service how much scholarships was granted to Region 8 and Region 9 in 2018 and 2019. Of course, I have the record. Zero. Zero. Zero.
No, it's not the hinterland so much. Zero.
Zero. And that's how much you love the people. You talk about how much salary increases again that you gave and how many scholarships and whatever not and what we're doing with the scholarship program. But instead, you gave yourself scholarship, which by the way, you still have to complete. Honorable member, you have not 10,800 pounds or 400 pounds and it has not been completed. Mr. Speaker.
Bring the certificate now.
Honorable member, Ms. Halley.
This honorable minister is imputing and inconsistently doing so. I have completed and have sent in my certificate to the ministry. If she has not received it, that is not my problem. So she needs to withdraw that.
Thank you, honorable member. Honorable member, minister, you heard what the honorable member said? That she has completed and submitted her certificates. So you have to withdraw that from me.
Yes, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, now, the honorable member also spoke about previous ministers' children getting 4.0 and whatever not. But expended on those was $225,000 on one person. One person amounting to approximately 45 million Guyana dollars. If you have a budget that is allocated to a ministry of 800 and something million dollars for the entire scholarship for the whole of Guyana, and you take out $45 million from that, that is a good chunk of money you're taking out for one person. On top of that, you want to accuse the Honorable Frank Anthony of his daughter being on a scholarship for a minister's daughter. But you know what? The daughter was a scholar. She was a Guyana scholar and deserving of that scholarship. Very deserving of that scholarship. Mr. Speaker, Mr. Speaker, I'm just stating I did not state the name of the minister nor who the individual was. I just said a member of this house. It is the current speaker on the floor that stated who the person was that I was speaking about. Please let that be known. I did not.
Honorable Member Ms. Halley, I think the Honorable Minister is a lawyer and she can cite the principle in law where if you know the minister, you know he has a child on scholarship, it's easy to draw the conclusion. So Honorable Minister, I would not uphold that objection. Go ahead.
Grateful, sir. Mr. Speaker, this year, the Ministry of Public Service will be getting over $6 billion, something it has never seen before, to ensure that we are able to develop our human resource capacity in this country to serve the public sector, as well as under the GOAL project to serve the national human capital development that is so necessary for the transformation.
You've given us a very lively contribution so far. You'll need 5 minutes to conclude it.
Come again.
Extension.
Mr. Speaker, I was kind of surprised because I thought you were giving back my colleague all the time that's been held up by all these interventions and interruptions. I'm rather shocked.
I did.
I believe.
Added 7 minutes onto the contribution.
In addition to the 5.
I added 7 minutes to the original. 4:52, she should have ended. And now, according to my time, it's 5 o'clock.
I would hope that you would have given her more with all the interruptions. But anyway, please allow my colleague to have 5 minutes more to conclude an excellent presentation.
Thank you, Honorable Minister. You have 5 minutes from now to conclude.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, as I said, the Ministry of Public Service will be allocated over $6 billion to ensure the efficient functioning of the public sector in terms of human capital development, as well as if the turning of the wheels of government. And I am very certain that the Honorable Minister of Finance, the Honorable Dr. Ashni Singh, with his high standards of professionalism, will excel in that ministry over the next year. Turning my attention to the Ministry of Local Government and Regional Development. The Ministry of Local Government and Regional Development is crucial in promoting democracy in this country, and a word that I have heard the honorable opposition members repeat over and over in their speeches, although some of those honorable members would have participated fully from the 2nd of March 2020 to the 2nd of August 2020 in holding this, in trying to collapse our democracy and holding our people hostage and suffering an entire nation for 5 months, which I am certain they will never, ever forget. And I do not believe that members who would participate in something like that, and I will steal this line, take this line from the my honorable colleague, Minister Indar's speech before, does not deserve even to be in opposition, to be representing any portion of the Guyanese people after you have so callously and so cruelly hold our country up in the air and put our entire country to shame globally. So, Mr. Speaker, in the allocations of over $103 billion spanning not only the Ministry of Local Government, but also the regions from region 1 to 10, we will ensure that the local democratic organs, such as the NDCs and the municipalities, are properly allocated, their subventions, to ensure that democracy continues in the communities of this country. And the speaker who will come after me, I know, I will want to say certain things in relation to friends, families, and cronies too. But me being the representative for this government in the Mocha Arcadia community knows that the NDC in 2017 issued that member's husband contracts to develop the community, and that is also where friends, families, and cronies come in for the previous administration.
Comrade Speaker,
And I will provide the proof if I have to.
is that a fact? Comrade Speaker, standing order 41-6. The honorable member is imputing improper motive on the part of the member's husband.
I'm stating a fact.
Yeah, but it's
Honorable Minister, Honorable Minister, I'll apply the same principle that we just saw. Withdraw that and let's move on.
Yes, Mr. Speaker. So in addition to that, Mr. Speaker, we are not leaving the hinterland communities out as well with the particular allocations given to the regions. And we plan to do so much in all of the regions to develop drainage, irrigation, and to ensure that the daily lives of our people is made easier and there is relief brought to the communities as we've been doing from 2020 to now. So I will happily come back next year and report to this honorable house just exactly how we were able to use the money allocated in the local government budget for the benefit of of all Guyanese. In concluding, Mr. Speaker, in concluding, I wish to reiterate my support for Budget 2024. It is comprehensive, again, people-centered and thoughtful. And although we have heard and will continue to hear over the upcoming days, the new AFC or the opposition criticize the budget, I wish to caution Guyanese against falling for the untruths being spewed and to examine the contents of the budget. And I am most certain that they will all feel the impact, not only hear the figure, but feel the impact of the programs and policies that will come from this budget. Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you very much, Honorable Minister. Honorable members, with that very lively presentation, it's a good time we cool off with a half an hour break.